Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today we've got an episode of Loadout, the series where you guys, the viewers, get to pick a gun and customization for me to use. The way you do this is you leave a comment down below letting me know what kind of weapon and accessories you'd like me to run with, and I will pick one of the top rated comments for the next episode. Today's top comment comes from Bob Phillips. He says, the Eazy OG Loadout, class mechanic, naked Uzi, snub nose pistol. We'll be using the armored insert for gadget 1, no other gadgets, and then the Molotov for our grenade and a baseball bat melee weapon. Eazy hip fires only. He wears the armored insert because he knows what goes down in the hood. Make sure to cruise down the street in your 6-4. I posted this on the last Loadout vid and got a lot of likes. I just thought if I posted it again, it might have another chance. Now, without question, the Uzi is a very iconic gangster weapon. It's very small, it's portable, you can basically use it in drive-bys if you needed to. So it's something that I've been looking forward to using in Hardline, since this is all about cops and criminals. How good is the Uzi in this game? And obviously we're using the gun in its naked state without any attachments applied to it to try and improve its performance. And I really do think that most weapons in any game should do fairly well even without any sort of modifications on them. The modifications should really be used as a form to just try and slightly modify how they perform to make them perform better to your liking, your specific playstyle, but not needed in order to make a gun competitive or good. And as much as I've been wanting to see an Uzi in a Battlefield game for a long time, this gun is not good. I'll just say it straight up. No matter what you do to the Uzi, it's never going to become a good weapon. The only saving grace with this gun is that you can play the engineer with your armored insert and hopefully survive long enough to take out your opponent before your opponent takes you out, because this thing fires really slow. It also has an unbelievable damage drop-off. You might be thinking, well, wait a minute, LevelCap, the Uzi does 34 damage maximum, so in close quarters you should be able to 3-shot somebody. Shouldn't make too big of a difference if it only fires 600 rounds per minute. True, but as soon as you start dropping off in distance from your opponent even slightly, the weapon damage just takes a huge drop off. Once you get out to 20 meters away, the gun is going to be doing 12 damage. So the difference in engaging an opponent who is 8 meters away versus 20 meters away is the difference between a 3-shot kill and a 9-shot kill. This is some of the most ridiculous damage drop-off I've ever seen in a gun in any Battlefield game. The Uzi is useless at anything further than pretty much 8 meters away. Even in super close quarter combat, this gun is still getting out damaged by just about everything else out there. When comparing it to the very powerful K10, the K10 is literally doing twice as much damage per second as the Uzi is, and there isn't really much more benefit to the Uzi. Sure, it's got decent hipfire accuracy, but it's not going to make that big of a difference, especially considering that your hipfire accuracy isn't going to matter that much, because at 8 meters or closer, most guns are going to be perfectly fine with hipfire. So really the only benefit that the Uzi has over other guns is completely lost on it, because it just doesn't do any decent damage at further ranges, so having accurate hipfire isn't really going to matter if you're shooting somebody who's only 8 meters or closer. So as much fun as it is to look super cool running around with an Uzi, it's just not going to do any damage, and you're going to be losing any firefight where your opponent's actually shooting back at you. Those are pretty much most of my kills with the Uzi, is when I'm just engaging people, I'm sneaking up on them, or surprising them and somehow winning those firefights. Now, I did experiment a little bit with modifying this gun, not really in this video too much, but I added extended mags on there to see if maybe having a huge magazine would give me some sort of benefit in the long run. The odd thing about having extended mags with this gun is that it only adds 5 extra rounds onto the gun, and I assume we're using the 9mm variant of the Uzi based on the magazine capacities that are offered. Now, looking at how the weapon model changes in-game once I equip extended mags suggests that this gun should actually have 50 rounds in the magazine instead of about 37, which is what it does in game. So it would be nice to have extended rounds increase that magazine capacity out to 50, making the gun a little bit more viable. It wouldn't be good still, but it would be a little bit more usable. And then really the only other thing you can do is increase the damage fall off to further away, so you can 3-shot kill people at further distances, because you can't increase the rate of fire with the Uzi. 600 rounds per minute is accurate to the 9mm variant of this weapon. Now, as far as the rest of this loadout goes, the authentic feel of it is cool, but the sidearm, the snub nose, is just one of the worst pistols in the game. I can't stand that thing, so just about any other pistol would have been nice. It did make me feel like I had a good sidearm to switch to when I ran out of ammo with the Uzi or just encountered too many guys. The Molotov cocktails, however, are really good. I love incendiaries and Molotovs. They're one of my favorite grenades in the game right now. They offer you so many options, not just taking out infantry or blocking off corridors, but 2 Molotovs can take out a mobile command truck. If you hit it directly, it will actually burn it down and destroy it. So you have a lot of destructive power with Molotovs. Now, there have been some custom gun manufacturers that have been able to increase the rate of fire on the Uzi quite significantly, and then of course there's also the mini Uzi and the micro Uzi, both of which shoot at a way higher rate of fire than the standard Uzi. So it would be interesting to see maybe some of those counterparts in the game as well, just so we can have an Uzi counterpart that's actually usable and somewhat competitive and maybe frightening to play against. Now, I do hope that the developers at Visceral are working on not only nerfing some of the most overpowered weapons in the game, but buffing some of the worst weapons in the game, and the Uzi certainly falls into that category as just being one of the most useless guns you can possibly use. As we all know, weapon balance is not a simple task in any video game, and it's not just about nerfing the most powerful weapons, but also buffing a lot of the weaker weapons. So don't expect to enjoy using the Uzi on anything more than an aesthetic level. This gun just isn't good, and that's as simple as I can put it. Don't forget to leave your comments down below for next week's episode of Loadout, and feel free to leave some Battlefield 4 Loadout comments as well. I want to start incorporating BF4 back into the channel in a much bigger way. You guys have been requesting it, and frankly I've been wanting to get back and play it a bit more. As always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.